Hello everyone, this is Garrett and this is Serious Sam 2. We're about to do level 20, the Unreal Wasteland, starting off episode 4 called Clear.
What is this?
Nothing. Next up, Clear Planet.
Clear planet, you say?
Yes, Clear Planet. Look! What could be said about Clear Planet? Volcanoes, rocks, some more volcanoes, and that would be the summary. And lava. Lots of lava.
And clears.
Lots. You see, Clears were once keepers of the medallion, before Mental dropped 10 billion gallons of napalm on their planet and wiped them all out. Later, Mental raised them from the ashes and turned them into its most deadliest warriors.
And what about the medallion piece?
Held by evil wizard Klirovsky.
Sounds like a perfect place for a vacation. Ha! I knew I saw something!
No, you didn't. Please use the back door. It should take you straight to Planet Clear.
Bye-bye.
We should really get this thing fixed.
Gross!
And here we are. Now, Planet Clear is a place where a lot of people say
Follow Klirovsky.
this is where the game gets hard. And I would sort of agree with that, sort of disagree with that. There's a couple things about this place which are kind of different, I suppose. Also, there's this thing.
I knew it! I knew it!
I wouldn't shoot it too much. There's a couple different things you can say, and that's kind of neat. Now, the main difference here
There's a gun on the altar. Go and get it.
Who leaves these weapons scattered around?
is that we are fighting the Clear, which is these guys, the sort of horse-like skeletons, which were also part of the previous Serious Sam games, and here they make a rather annoying return. Fortunately, in this game, I don't think they're actually as dangerous as they were in the first and second encounter. And I would argue they are a lot more manageable, but there are also different types of Clear skeletons in this game. But they have a melee attack and they have a ranged attack. They don't really use the ranged attack very often in this game, but you want to avoid all of it. And there's also these guys, which are technically also Clear skeletons, only they have wings and they have guns. And they're actually probably more annoying than the Clear skeletons itself in this game, honestly. But fortunately, 2 shots of this shotgun, or 1 shot of this one, is enough to take care of just about anything here.
They made the guns even bigger since the last game.
And we are just going to take care of everything that moves. Now, you want to move just away, like to the side, whenever you get attacked by Clear skeleton, because then they'll just about always miss, really. As long as you move sort of horizontally away from their attack, you shouldn't get hit ever, really. Like by both their ranged and melee attacks, so that's definitely something you want to be doing. The winged ones are actually a little bit more annoying because their weapons deal a small amount of splash damage, and that does add up in the end. And then when I say small amount of splash damage, I do mean really small, like up to the point where it really only damages you if it barely misses you or just hits you entirely, really. But we are just gonna take care of these guys. Sometimes they do the animation for the ranged attack and then they just don't actually do the attack itself, which is odd. I don't know why that happens, but is a thing that happens in this game, and I'm not really sure why. But once we kill enough guys, the road to the next area opens up, and I'm gonna grab all of these ammo power-ups because ammo is quite nice. And this next part is actually one of the harder parts of this level, I would say. So we're going to be a little bit careful, and we're going to move to the left over here. We're going to fall down and move to the left of this thing. Because the moment we fall down here, it should spawn... There we go. It spawns a bunch of stuff. If you move too far backwards, you're just going to fall in lava and die like that clear skeleton is about to do. And if you kill one of the orcs over here, it's going to spawn some nasty red dudes who... if we're standing over here, they won't actually do anything because there's enough stuff in between us. And I kind of like that because, well, if I press behind, like if I press backwards now, I'll probably just instantly die because I'll fall in lava, and the lava deals like 100 damage per hit. And obviously that's bad. But the red dudes, they're not to be trifled with either, and this is just a really safe spot to stand in while taking care of all the guys that are coming towards us at the same time. And taking care of both of those guys at the same time is just terrifying, honestly, so I prefer to just do it like that. Now, having killed all those guys, I'm actually going to just move in and attack these guys quickly. You may have already seen an ammo power-up, which is up there. We're going to grab that in a second, but I want to get rid of all these enemies first because they're nasty. And when they actually do hit me, it also costs about 100 health, just like the lava here. And obviously that's bad. Now, there's a rock over there, and when we get close to it, you have to press F to make it move. And that's kind of important. This is kind of a fiddly one as well, but usually it's not too bad. And when it falls down, it makes that thing become stronger. And now that this thing is stronger, we can ride it all the way up. It's a bit difficult to do that, actually. Like, it's honestly a bit surprising I managed to do that in one try. But as long as you just sort of hit it from as low as possible, you'll usually end up flying really high. And high enough to actually reach the top, which is great. Now, moving along, spawns a couple of these blue orcs, but they're not really any issue because they're not actually paired with anything else, so honestly there's nothing to be scared of. Just kill them immediately. If you do move forward far enough though, these guys will spawn, but again, while they do the ranged attack animation, they don't actually do the ranged attack itself. Still not 100% sure why, but it's convenient. And that spawns that.
Let's see where it could take us.
Hell? How do you know what's coming?
And I'm guessing you can use this to get that. I've never gotten it because I, again, don't really care. So we're just going to step on this platform.
Hey, I found your long-lost brother.
And get all that ammo. You get a little cutscene that shows what happens when you actually do fall in the lava. Roughly that happens when we fall in the lava as well, so obviously we're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. And this is kind of a tricky part. I wouldn't say it's as hard as the part that we were at previously, where we had to hide behind a rock because otherwise we'd probably die. But it's a little bit tricky because avoiding these guys' shots is a little bit odd, honestly. Because obviously you don't want to fall in the lava. Like, the lava is stronger than any shot of any of these guys, including probably even the like red rocket dudes. So it's probably better to just try to get hit than it is to try to avoid and accidentally falling in the lava. Plus, these guys don't actually deal that much damage. It's more that it, like with a lot of enemies in this game, it just adds up. But the way they fire is they shoot directly towards you, but because this platform is moving, it's not quite the same as when you're not on a moving platform, and it can kind of throw you off. Because sometimes they'll shoot you and the bullet will just go straight towards you, and other times it looks like it's going straight towards you, but it's actually like veering to the right or left slightly. And it's very easy to get hit by that. Like, surprisingly and deceptively easy to get hit by that, but so far we're doing alright. This is unfortunately not the most exciting part because we are just waiting to get to the next part. We can't just skip forward because, again, you take that much damage from lava. So we're just going to enjoy the ride, shoot a couple of these guys that are just flying around here. And all is well. It also takes a while for them to get in position while we're on this rock, so
Proceed towards the mountain.
yeah, there's not really much going on here. But at least we get a lot of nice looking surroundings, a lot of lava. Haven't really had any lava-like areas so far, I don't think. So this is definitely a whole new terrain with a big old tower over there and all sorts of cool stuff. And yeah, it looks pretty neat. So we're gonna jump off here. Again, try not to touch the lava. Lava's bad. And now we're just gonna jump inside it.
Secret teleport has been found.
We obviously don't want to miss that fiery ring over there because that teleports you there. And there's a bunch of grenades here, which is pretty cool. Other than that, there's not really much going on. You can destroy some of the rocks there with grenades, but it's completely pointless for as far as I know, so we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to move forward, throw some grenades because we got a whole bunch of them now. Although I don't really want to use too many grenades because we are going to be using a lot in the upcoming area. And the reason for that is that we currently just do not really have much else to deal with what is coming up, which is a lot of clear skeletons. Like, a lot in terms of way more than we have fought so far. And also one of these shambler type dudes. I believe they're called albinos, but we haven't seen them in a while and I don't remember the name anymore. But fighting them off with grenades is quite a bit easier, I feel, than doing it without the grenades. And eventually that bridge, there we go. That bridge explodes. You don't want to be on there when that happens. But there's a rocket launcher up there. And that is a place where we want to be.
I can see a rocket launcher on the altar. Take it.
I love collecting big guns. It looks so unreal.
And they do force in those references to games that were popular at the time. But this rocket launcher is kind of important, honestly, because when we pick it up, spawns one of these weird smoky, screamy, soundy type dudes, which mostly functions to show you where the teleport is going to be. And then it spawns a couple of these guys. I was going to say a whole bunch, but it's really just a couple, and then a lot more clear skeletons than we were fighting previously again. And I believe 7 missiles is the amount you need to kill these guys. It's very easy to accidentally hit their projectile with the rocket launcher as well, so sometimes it might be better to shoot just an extra rocket or two just to be safe. But I'm sure we'll be fine. And again, grenades do help out quite a bit in this part, just because you can shoot them simultaneously as you're shooting the missiles. And they do a little bit more damage than a rocket as well. It's not good enough to, it's not the damage of 2 rockets, but it's slightly more than 1 rocket, so that's good. And now that we killed most of the shamblers, there's going to be a lot of clear skeletons coming our way. And again, as long as you just keep moving, you should be okay. These guys come in pretty large numbers, but they do go in a direct line, like straight towards you. And they do take a while before they actually attack compared to the ones in the previous games. I'm not really sure what exactly it is, but I always had a harder time dodging the ones in the first and second encounter than I had with these guys, but these guys seem to be a lot less dangerous for some reason. It's like their attacks just aren't as accurate or something. I'm not really sure what it is, but either way, it's good for us because it means it's a lot easier. And 5 rockets, 1 grenade, and 1 double-barreled shotgun shot is, of course, also enough to kill those guys. And I kind of want to get rid of those as quickly as possible because they're kind of a mess to deal with while you're also fighting a whole bunch of clear skeletons simultaneously. One of the teleporters already disappeared, which is good because it means we are nearing the end of this part. Because once the teleporters disappear, it means that that is the last enemy that has spawned from that teleporter. And then we don't have to be so scared anymore. Sometimes some of the enemies get stuck behind the teleporters as well, which is a little bit odd. But it's kind of good because it makes it a lot less dangerous and you can take care of a lot of them in a little bit of a longer period of time, but in a more safe environment because there's not as many enemies coming towards you at the same time. And usually when you start shooting them as they come out of the teleporter, they'll just instantly respawn as well, and all in all, it's a bit more of a pleasant experience to take care of them that way. I also like the little bowling ball sounds they make when they do die in this game. I would argue that's probably one of the better things in this game they added compared to the previous serious sound clear skeletons. Makes them a bit less scary, honestly. Alongside with them just not being very good at attacking in this game for some unknown reason. But anyway, we have killed a lot. There's only 1 teleporter still active, and there's a shambler that is oddly stuck over there. And we're a little bit low on rockets right now, so I'm actually just going to switch out because there is a rather big dude coming up. There is a 100 health power-up up there, so it's not like we're going to be in trouble. But there is that spider, and I'm actually just going to grab some rockets over here because I'm actually pretty used to doing this area without any rockets at all. Because usually you'll end up just spending so many rockets that you just won't have anything left. But fortunately, we should be fine now. If you don't have rockets, though, you can just move towards this guy with a shotgun because we still have so much health left that, honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. Grenades and the double-barreled shotgun are usually enough to take care of that guy. And that was actually the entire level. That was the Unreal Wasteland once we move towards the exit. There's also some health power-ups just around the edges around this place. There's also some score power-ups here and there, but we didn't need any of them. But you can usually see them floating around a bit here and there. But we're just going to focus on leaving this place right now. Right now.
Huh? I must be seeing things. What the hell? $5 million clear dramas? It's a ripoff! I think I need to have a little chat with the clerk. Look, I don't have that kind of money.
Then you can go back.
Hurry up!
But I'm here to free the universe from mental.
Hurry up, man!
Yeah, just a second.
Sorry, no can do.
Pretty please.
You're holding up the line, come on!
I said just a... What the hell?
No money, no pass. Easy.
Look, I really don't have time for this. So, raise the ramp and hand over the cash, bitch! That felt good.
This game's bizarre. But yeah, that was level 20, I believe, the Unreal Wasteland. And that is the end of this video, so I hope you enjoyed it so far. And the next time we play, we are going to do level 21, which is something with Quake or Doom in the title. I don't even remember, but it's something about volcanic stuff. There's a lot of lava on this planet, and we're going to see a lot of that. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Bye-bye.